Hello again. Thank you so much for persisting through this. As I said in the last video, this is a very, I think sedimentary is the right word, but it's layering, layer upon layer upon layer of this work. So we're into the next phase or module, which is the life admin piece. And this is very much kind of just the various bits and pieces that a lot of us carry around in our heads. And obviously if we're not there, that information can be really useful for the people left behind. So we'll start off here with the advisor list, and this is, depending on the complexity of your personal and financial circumstances, this could be really, really short or it could be quite long. So I've put in here a list of the common advisors that people will have, and I've left space for extras. If you're familiar with Excel, it's easy to add more rows, but if you're not, you right-click here, insert, and I'll pop it down. Easy as that. So work through this list again, methodically as you go through. Financial advisor. Perhaps it's me, or you may have another advisor, or you may have other people that you want to add. So add in their name, the area they work in, their phone number, email, and notes. So if you're working with me, it might be, Jordan helped us with our superannuation and insurance. He knows the details for the insurance policies, and he introduces to our estate planning lawyer, so it could be a nice go-between kind of thing, that sort of thing. Then move through to your accountant. Most people will have an accountant. If you're doing this, I'm going to wager you have seen an estate planning lawyer, because this is part and parcel of that. So I would put in your estate lawyer's details, probably your GP. That can be handy. I remember with Mum's death certificate, cause of death, the documentation, we had to nominate her GP for the information to go to. So there's little bits like that. If you own a business, details around business advisors, perhaps you have a business coach, perhaps you have a different accountant for the business than you have personally. General insurance broker is a really handy one if you have somebody helping you with different insurance policies. So again, if you run a business or if you have rental properties, you will likely have a general insurance broker managing that portfolio of policies. So pop their details in there, finance broker, etc. Now, a lot of these people will likely be on your contact list. Encourage your executor to speak to your estate lawyer or their lawyer when the time comes around who to tell when. There can be some benefits in timing that process, speaking carefully. But this is a list of advisors. Now, as part of the executor's job, they will need to settle the estate, and part of that is making sure they have all the information on the estate. So they will have a note that they can send to your stockbroker and to your rental agent and all the people that are involved in your financial life, just saying, look, so-and-so has passed away. Do you have any records of any financial holdings they may have had with you? As their executor, I'm trying to collate an understanding of the estate so we can distribute it. Sometimes stockbrokers might have a residual account that might have a few shares. There's bits and pieces. So we're just trying to tidy that up for them. From there, we go to the hardest one, in my opinion, bills and utilities. So most people watching this, if you are in a couple, one of you will have been responsible for managing the bills and utilities normally. If you're not in a couple or are no longer in a couple, they will all have fallen on you. Makes this actually even more important. What we're doing here is we're listing all of the different utilities and bills and providers that you have in your life, so that the people that take over that can either maintain continuity of supply, not incur debts or fall behind, or arrange cancellation at the most appropriate time. So electricity is a really good example. If you've passed away and your family are staying in the house, you want to make sure their electricity stays on. So you want to give them the access and login details to that account, so that they can keep paying it to at least keep the lights on until they can arrange the transfer of the account to their name. So that's why we have here, you have your provider, the name of the utility, the service they provide, the name on the account. So that could be, Mr. Jones, it could be Mr. and Mrs. Jones, it could be Mr. A and Mrs. A Jones, whatever the formal name is on the bill. It's important to put that there, the account number, and how you usually pay it. So if it's BPay, then include in here the biller code and the reference number. If it's direct credit, pop in the account details, things like that. If you're still paying off the bill, just pop it here so they know what to do and where to go. This will fill pretty quickly. You might be surprised because we have electricity, gas, water, we have mobile phone, I don't know if I said internet, we have internet, and you may have other utilities like, I've completely blanked. So, never mind. Just realised that on the advisors tab, we should have something here for mechanic. which may be speaking to my own trauma around organising a mechanic, but if they have a good mechanic and you want them to keep looking after the car while time goes, handy. Could also be handy. Often mechanics are a good resource to talk to about selling the car. So if the car's no longer required, they will know it and they may have a buyer for it. So that can be handy. Government IDs. Do not put anything in this document here. Print this off. I have set it up, so I should have set it up. It should be set up, sorry. Yeah, it is. So if you print this, it'll just print that section off there. Print it off, handwrite it, put it in the box. Now, at the same time, you may not be comfortable doing this. Completely fine. If that's the case, leave a note there about where your executor can find that information. So tax file numbers are locatable on your notice of assessment you get each year. So if you pop a notice of assessment in the green box with your tax return, that'll take care of that. Medicare number will be on your Medicare card, which will probably be in your purse or your wallet. Centrelink reference number, if you're with Centrelink, every piece of correspondence will have your CRN on it. Driver's license, all of that. Passport number, same thing. You could just keep copies of these documents in your green box or notify your executor where to find them. That might be quite handy. I'm just thinking if you are robbed and they walk away with your green box, telling them, oh, it's in the filing cabinet at the back behind this drawer. It's no use to them. They're not going to come back. So that might be an idea. Passwords. This is a really tough one. So the best practice, and I should say this is what we do, is given the volume of passwords we all have and how easy it is to get hacked and for that to get broken, use a password manager if you have one. So a common one is LastPass. I chose not to use that. They've had some issues, so we use Norton. We're moving across to a different system called Keeper. There are many of them in the market. Look into one that you're comfortable with, but a password manager. A lot of people have it on their phone. I know Apple has, it's called Keychain, password manager, something. Can be very handy. So that's why I've listed here there as separates. The lock code on your mobile phone and your master password for your password manager. If you've got those two things, that'll render the rest of this pretty moot, assuming that all of this is already in your password manager. If that's the case, you don't have to put all them in. If you don't have a password manager and you are still running passwords, again, this is something that I would print this out, write it out, do the password. It's kind of uncomfortable running all that in one place. So you may perhaps just put the usernames and have the password in a different location, potentially. 2FA is really important. So 2FA, or multi-factor authentication as well, is that thing where I try to log in and it sends me a code to validate that I'm meant to be logging in. We have had cybersecurity people tell us that is one of the best security measures you can take, and as long as you have that, your accounts are quite secure. So if you do have TFA, yes or no, probably yes, or a no, and then if it is in place, let them know the kind of type. So sometimes it gets sent to your email address, which if your executor doesn't have access to is going to be hard, or it'll be sent to your mobile phone. So if you find you have a stack here that are being sent to your email address, pardon me, it probably is worth the risk of having your username and password for your email address here and not having it for the rest, because they can 2FA it if they need to. So that's passwords. So you can see we're starting to build a pretty comprehensive portfolio of your life, or the documentation and admin of your life. The green box will be filling up by now. Hopefully the box that you have is large enough. I'll wrap this one up here and then we'll hop into the financial piece, which as a financial advisor you'd think I would have started with, but all this other stuff is equally, if not more important. Thanks a lot.